G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the east side of the map, playing in the color green as the Delhi Sultanate, it's Calp. And on the west side of the map, playing in the color teal as the Chinese, it's Crackety here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dry Arabia. We are here as two players take on each other on the ranked ladder. Currently, these two guys are within the top 10. They're making their way up the ladder. They're within striking distance of that rank 1 position. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the favorites for rank 1 on the ladder, Beastie, I'm looking at you, they're currently practicing for a big event. You may have heard about it. It's Golden League 2, and it's going to be happening this weekend, next weekend, the next weekend. I want you to come along. I want you to say g'day. Show your support for the community. Get out there, and of course, come see me cast. Come see your other favorite casters out there. We got big casters out there like Lidicor, Fitzbro. Who else is out there casting? Probably Mr. Merlin's going to do a bit of casting. I'm looking forward to seeing Mr. Merlin on EGC TV. That's going to be exciting. So 15 GMT, 10 a.m. Eastern, and 2 a.m. Australian time. Those are the important times for you to be watching it, and of course every Saturday and Sunday for the next couple of months. So come along, come say g'day, and yeah, let's get to it, because both of these guys, they're going to be playing, they're going to be practicing for it. So I suspect they're probably going to be playing tournament rules. And the first week, or the first stage of the tournament is going to be tournament rules that involve no stone walls. No stone walls, no keeps. And that makes it a bit hard for Delhi, right? Like, you think from a Delhi perspective, so much of your gameplay involves keeps, whether that be something like, you know, keep dropping your enemy and then pushing with men-at-arms and crossbows, or, you know, taking sacred sites, dropping keeps on them, and then getting village fortresses. Like, there's a lot of big things that really the Delhi want to do with keeps. So if Calp is looking to play with tournament rules, he's going to have a tough time. I would, now that I think about it, the fact that he's playing Delhi, I suspect he's probably not going to be playing tournament rules, because you would be hurting yourself quite significantly. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes down. But it looks like the standard opening coming out here from Crackety. 8 villagers. Interestingly, 3 on gold. So I do take that back. That's not quite standard. Actually, it is standard for Crackety, because he does like to rush Song. He's not really a fan of the enemy build order. And look at this. We've already got 4 vills beginning to move out towards the middle of the map. Obviously looking to prevent that sacred site from being captured. But some pretty unfortunate spawns here. Just the fact that he's got double small forest right here next to the sacred site means that he's going to have to... I mean, the Barbican's going to have to go somewhere like around here. Leaves it a little bit... Yeah, it's how's your father, I think is the term. But he walks past. Oh, never mind. Okay, he's not worried about the sacred site. He's just going to his enemy's base. That's a classic move. It's rare that I've seen, or not rare, but it's been a long time since I've seen a Barbican rush. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes down. It's not necessarily a rush, though, I don't think. I think it's just more like a Barbican in the face. Now, I'm curious where he goes to from here. Now, one of the things I've been theorizing or testing with is that you could almost get away with a fast castle and a Barbican. So the Barbican looks to try and shut down the enemy, and behind this, like, everything's going fine for you to just keep fast castling, because your enemy's going to take so much time and so much effort to try and deny this if they do. Otherwise, if they don't, it gets up, and you've got an enemy who's kind of stuck in their base, just not doing anything. So I know that before, like, we would always see the Barbican, and then they'd follow up with outpost, 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 but I can't help but feel like just going into a Barbican and then going fast castle behind it into knights is incredibly strong. And it's interesting, because we've really seen a lot of fast castles coming out more and more commonly, and I think this all goes back to the town center nerf that we had a couple of patches ago, where they increased the cost and the construction time of town centers. And so people were like, well, I still want to be greedy, it's just I don't want to be greedy with town centers, I'm just going to age up instead. So the Barbican is going to get up. I don't know whether it's going to. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to stop the villagers here on the berries, but it will immediately alert its his enemy to the fact that he is present there. Hello, welcome. That is me. I'm on the Barbican. All right, I'm the Barbican maker. And now it looks like we might actually have villagers moving around for an outpost. No, they're just going to be chilling out. So he's just going to be keeping them proxy at the moment underneath the Barbican. And he does lock down this position, but at the same time doesn't really achieve much with it, right? Like, the gold is still here. I suspect, you know, one of the things to note is that he kind of blocks off this sacred site. Obviously, you can just walk around it, but that's a little bit of APM and a little bit of thinking that you have to really do if you want to go for that. Is he going to wall here? What's he going to look to do? Crackety, always innovating here. But it is going to be the Tower of Victory coming up from Calp. And of course, we start to see those upgrades coming through, looking for things like survival techniques and going with the double mosque. So no real surprise there, but definitely playing on his toes at the moment. He's going to be looking for Sanctity immediately. Let's see if we can spot that out. Now, one of the changes that happened to the mosque is that they actually have the ability to garrison up to 5 scholars now. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I did a big patch video that talked about all the changes in the patch. And then they went and changed the patch. And there were so many big changes that I just never even got to see. Like the Rus landmark completely got changed again. It now has like a ticket system with the Kremlin, basically. So you can just build up militia to a point in the game. And then, you know, maybe there's a big fight about to happen and bam, you call all your militia out. And then you can go on the offensive or the defensive or whatever it is that you want. But what is he doing right here? What are these walls for? Are these walls just simply to deny an outpost going up? Surely not. Is he looking to prevent... I've got no idea what these walls are about. These are really, really weird walls, but we do have double blacksmith coming up, so it's going to be more of a greedy focus here. Already working on siege engineering, so going to be looking to try and focus down that Barbican on the front side. And the villager behind enemy lines just causing havoc. Look at this, he's got the wall inside the villager, puts down the picket fences. And behind this, though, Crackety not really doing much of anything. Let's take a look what he's got going on. So he does have the Imperial Academy, is working on that Song Dynasty. And now going to be going into a second TC, so not going to be going for that fast castle like I suspected. It could have been pretty strong, and now he's going to have space. Should be able to drop down that outpost. Is he chopping through? Oh my god, Crackety, don't tell me you're chopping through the enemy wood line. This could actually be bonkers if he's going to do this. This is, oh my god, this has never been done before. I'm sorry, but this has legit never been done before. But he's got, I was going to say, he's going to lose his walls immediately. Villager's going to be coming through. Crackety, oh, he gets caught out of position. The consequence of these new walls, so for anybody who hasn't seen, walls now, they come up and they're at I think 12? They're at 12 health unless you tap them. So if you try and picket fence, you will only have 12 health on the wall, whereas before it used to be 125. So you could picket fence, and then you could come back and repair certain walls, but obviously not the case anymore. You got to get that up, but Crackety not having enough time there, and then subsequently wasn't able to get through. So what was Crackety going for anybody wondering? He wanted to get the villager through to about this spot right here, where his enemy couldn't see him and couldn't attack him, and then he was going to drop an outpost, and then that outpost was going to destroy all of the villagers in here. It would have been hilarious, and it would have been incredibly annoying to deal with because you couldn't actually, you wouldn't have been able to siege down the outpost. I think the best way to deal with it probably just would have been if Kaup had cut through his own trees and then looked to siege it down. That probably would have been the best way for him to do that. And he's obviously got the forestry upgrade, so he can do it much faster. But behind this, we do see the second town center now being placed down for Crackety. Interestingly, still no sacred sites being taken. Let's have a look and see if we can spot Sanctity. So Sanctity is still being researched at the moment. A little bit late on that Sanctity. 40 seconds to go. So it looks like it's going to be coming through about the 9-minute mark. Ideally, you'd want it coming up at about the 7-minute mark is the earliest that I've ever seen it. And look at this coming in from Crackety. He just knows exactly what his enemy is thinking. He wants to get the battering ram out. Well, we're just going to put up a little wall just to annoy him. But really... A very small commitment here from Crackety, so I will give him a high grade for that. Kaup on the defensive, still yet to make any go towards that castle age. Now, interesting to note that we don't have any sacred sites being contested on the south side here. Crackety just almost giving them up, and that feels very dangerous to me from the perspective of China, because ideally you want to be looking to challenge those, but the question is going to be where the Corp's going for them, and we do see, yeah, he's moving out now, so Kaup going to be going on to that south side of the map. The scout will be able to deny one sacred site, so you'll need to move out at least a couple of archers to help deal with that, and you can see them just chilling out now for the moment. Got the battering ram slowly going through this palisade wall, but keep in mind, it does get the extra damage against walls now. I say now like it's a new thing. It's not a new thing. It's an old thing. They've always had extra damage. Not always, but they've had extra damage against walls for a long time. Now, where's that scout? That scout moving across the map. Crackety should be able to react to this pretty quickly. We're right on board with him. He doesn't actually spot it out because he is now in Song Dynasty. So he's lost the Tang Dynasty bonus where you get that extra. So now the scout moves down towards the south side, but then the second one opens up, and then of course he's going to be spotting out the third scholar, and all of a sudden there's going to be a scramble right now. What does Crackety do? Ideally, you'd move one villager towards the middle and then even move another villager up towards the north. You just want to deny these sacred sites 100%. Where are they? There they are. You do not want to let your enemy grab these sacred sites. And you can see how close it's going to be. It looks like Crackety will get there in time, but it's going to be damn well close. Look at how close he leaves it, my lord. And a second longer, and it would have been all the difference. So I think you can do a little trick here where you pull the scout off the sacred site and then bring the scholar back on like that. And now you're able to capture the sacred site. Beautifully done there by Cap. Very, very nice. So there you go. Crackety making a bit of a mistake. I love that we got to see that live. That was pretty big brain stuff right there from Cap to be able to pull that off. I tell you what, I'm genuinely impressed that I said it and it happened. And we did get a villager pull up towards the north. So once again, you can rinse and repeat that. Bring the villager out over to the edge here and then get back on the sacred site, making sure you stand on the edge. And look at this, we got 3 battering rams. Huge investment coming in already from Cap into dealing with this Barbican, but it does come through a little bit late, 11 minutes, and we've already delayed the sacred sites this long. Sacred site down the bottom, it's going to be fine. Sacred site in the middle, it is getting captured. Sacred site in the north, looks like it will be no longer neutralized and instead captured up, picked up here by Cap. But look how low he is on resources. Just such a huge investment here. Imagine you had these 750 resources in food right now. You'd be looking at aging up any second. So it really does change the landscape and the way that these civilizations match up against each other. On the other side of the map, it looks like we have a castle age about to come through from Crackety. Pretty early one as well. 11 minutes, not a bad timing. I suspect we're going to be seeing the astronomical clock tower thrown down, and there it is. So clock tower coming in, walls going up. The same time over towards the east side. It looks like a horseman raid coming through, but fortunately the outpost is up in time. So Cap going to be doing a decent job of defending here. And so far, he's played it really solid. My only concern is that he may have gone a little bit too heavy on the battering rams. I feel like one battering ram, just with units garrisoned inside, is enough to threaten the Barbican, because the villagers then can't siege down the battering ram, because you can always just threaten to pop out the units. And it becomes a game of dancing, and especially if those are archers, then they're just going to be fine. And look at the walls that are coming in on this northern sacred site. Oh my lord. House of Learning now coming in. It gets cancelled. It's going to be Compound of the Defender. I was going to say, when I saw the House of Learning, I'm like, okay, they've got to be playing tournament rules. And then I saw that, and I'm like, okay, Compound of the Defender. They're probably not playing tournament rules. And look at this, 19 villagers on the Compound of the Defender. Now, you know we got to get a picture of this. This one here, this is going to be going on the thumbnail. I mean, if you've ever wanted to defend a sacred site, this is the way to do it. You want to incorporate as many walls as you possibly can in. Let's try and get the weirdest angle that we possibly can. I guess like maybe like that. There you go. Like that's pretty much it. That's your perfect sacred site defense right there. Good luck ever getting into that one. But let's bring back in the UI though, just to see exactly how far Corp is up to the next stage. And there we go. Compound of the Defender is up. So he's going to be looking to pick up some upgrades, most notably Village Fortresses is considered to be one of the best unique techs available to the Delhi Sultanate. And look at this, Palace Guard's actually going to be coming out, and we can see the brand new Palace Guard icon. Like, these guys, look at them taking an absolute beating here, but barely batting an eye. Relic starting to get picked up. It's going to be Kaup who's looking to pick them up. First one, a contested relic in the center of the map on the way through. Look at the Palace Guards getting chased away. Do we see crossbows? We see crossbows on the way. He should be fine to defend this. Looking to try and take down the scholars. +2 is going to be on the way shortly, I suspect. He doesn't have it in queue just yet, but give him a second or two, and he'll be fine. But the number's looking good for Kaup. And I suspect Nesta B's probably going to be on the way shortly. We can see at the moment the resources in the bank would lead towards that. I got to say, there's the Nesta B's. But I got to say, I love this new icon for the Palace Guard. It's exactly how I envision them, like that, swinging there. Guandao. So there we go. Wallalol going to come through. This one looks like it could be good. Does get the charge through. He's going to have to delete. Oh, how does he make it out alive? Jeez. They're so quick, those units, man. You just don't expect them to have the speed that they've got. They're like little cavalry units, they are. Another raid coming in. Palace Guards just doing what they do best, shutting down economies. We need to see walls up right now from Kaup. He needs to try and stop this from happening, because you take a look right here at Crackety's perspective, and there's going to be units non-stop just rallying towards the enemy base. Doing a really decent job so far. I love the battering rams just protecting the sacred site. You shall not take this site. And now Kaup's got a bit of a window. Now, we can see that his enemy, Crackety, is up 30 vils, 32 vils, which is a substantial amount. But remember that there are sacred sites in play. There are also relics in play. We can see 3 relics on the way through. So these things will help mitigate the difference here. But what's going to help the most is Kaup actually catching up through the use of village fortresses. So he's got to basically keep himself alive here, just not die to the Chinese player. And that seems kind of funny, but at the same time, it seems a little bit counterintuitive, like staying alive against the Chinese player. It's kind of wild, right? Because you don't want to play late game against China. You don't want to play Imperial against China. But the thing is, we're on a whole new landscape because the Delhi, they're somewhat undiscovered now, primarily because they've got access to elephants that have got new buffs or new upgrades that are much stronger than what we've seen before. And it just means that the unit itself, we don't know its strength, we don't know its potential in the late game, and as a result, we've got to kind of reserve judgment about Imperial Delhi at this point in time. So I'd just be tempted to say, look, it's highly likely right now that Crackety's going to be pushing with a keep drop together with those palace guards and the nest of bees. Definitely going to be doing a lot of damage, but an interesting keep position. Like, this keep doesn't really do much. It denies space, but it doesn't deny resources necessarily. It gives you a good rally point though, and a really good staging ground that you can begin attacking the enemy base from. So I do think it's good with that regard, but it doesn't really look to achieve much, and especially bringing this many villagers. Like, you can get it in the enemy's face, and he's going to try and attack it and take it down, but it's going to be tough for him. Nesta B is getting a beautiful little shot here over the top. Palace Guard so damn quick. Does he have the these guys, they just move so fast, it's crazy. And look at this, aggroing the boar. Wait, what? Did he aggro the boar? How did he do so much? Oh, he did so much damage because it's the keep. And the boar gets a kill on the villagers. I thought they changed this behavior. Or did they change it back? They must have changed it back. The boar just immediately, he comes out, gets shot once, and then he's like, I am taking you down in particular. It was really a case of fuck you in particular right there with the boar. Just going on a rampage. Impressive stuff there from the boar. Boar 1, Kaup 0. I mean, technically Kaup 3, but we'll call it 0 for now against the boar. But upgrades starting to come through for him. The first keep is down. Northern Sacred Site, there's no chance that's getting taken. Southern Sacred Site, it's held. There's now a keep in position as well. And slowly and steadily, he looks to move the relics back. Now, he's got a mosque right here that he can plonk this relic into. He set up the Wi-Fi also. We got ourselves wolves everywhere. Palace Guard numbers starting to look really good. Do we have a Springald out? We've got a Springald on the way. So we need to fall back right now from Kaup's position. But the Palace Guards are heading in. They're looking to commit. You know what time it is. It's time for the cinematic mode as the nest of bees fires off towards the archers. And continues to rally in a second one now. We've got the Elephant Archer, which is just kind of... I got no idea what he's doing, but he's about to get surrounded. Oh my lord, he gets 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, dead. That was very, very quick. That was a lot of resources that go down. He needs to wait for that Springald. He can't fight without that Springald. Once this first Springald's out, he should be able to fight now. The thing is, he's got to defend it. It's not well defended. Oh no, this isn't good. Palace Guards, they're incredibly quick. They're going to be able to dive in on top of that Springald. It's not firing right now. This is the problem. Nesta B is going to be able to clean up this position. Palace Guards come through. Defensive wall low. He's looking to try and hold it on. Will be successful. That Springald also going to be coming around. He's trying to pull it back through. Needs to get villagers out here, but the Nesta Bees have just wreaked havoc the whole time. The Springald's never had a chance. He just wasn't protecting, wasn't covering the Springald. Springald number 1 going to go down. Springald number 2 about to come out, but it feels like it's all too late. The crossbows are dead. The men-at-arms nowhere to be seen, and good game gets called with Kaup tapping out, and Crackety here going to be claiming this one. Fellas, go watch EGC TV. It's happening soon. It's happening soon. So go check it out, and go check out these 2 creators. I'm going to leave links in the description to both of them, Crackety as well as Kaup. They both stream live on Twitch. Go say good day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.